right, so we are back with another episode of Travel Vloggers all the way from motherland Africa. Today we are going to be talking about a travel vlogger from Nigeria called Tayo Aina. All right, so Tayo Aina decided to share something very important that he felt like a lot of people would learn from this. And if you are planning to be a travel vlogger, you can actually learn a lot from Tayo Aina. Now, Tayo Aina shared how he was able to travel to more than 25 countries with one of the most difficult passports to travel with worldwide, not only in Africa. Okay, if you're talking about the continent of Africa, yes, Nigerian passport is one of the most difficult passport to travel with. And even when you're traveling outside the continent, it is also one of the most difficult passports to travel with. That being said, that did not stop Tayo Aina from trying to travel to all the countries he wanted to go to. So Tayo felt like he should sit down and just talk a little bit about it. And he said what he did was he started small. He actually talked about an app that he uses where, you know, they tell you the most difficult and easier passports to travel with, and also you will know countries that you can go visa free and all of that. He talked about how he was able to travel with his Nigerian passport, but he started small because he knows when you're applying for visa, that one of the questions that they are likely to ask you is how many countries have you visited. So he started by going to countries like Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, which were in those countries that he didn't really need a visa and all of that, easy countries that he could enter with his passports. And that's how he started. Then he progressed to going to places like South Africa that he needed a passport, but his passport was actually, he got his visa, okay, because he got it stamped. And not only that, he said he was asked where has he visited, and he was able to mention all these countries that he has been to: Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, name it. So he got his visa on his first try. He visited South Africa, and that's how he just continued visiting other places. He said this year actually was the first time he was applying for an American visa, and he was able to get it. If you've been watching Tayo Aina, then you probably saw his videos when he visited the United States, okay, because he did several contents. And he talked about how if this is something you are planning to do, then you should contact brands. Don't always wait till you make so much money. From whichever country you are in, you can visit the next country close by. He gave an example for if you're like in South Africa, you can go to Botswana. If you're in Kenya, you can go to Tanzania. If you're in Nigeria, you can go to Niger. Just visit neighboring countries where you don't even need to spend much. He also talked about how when he started, he was not living in all this fancy, when he traveled, he was not living in all these fancy places. He stayed in very affordable like hotels and accommodation. He said make friends also worldwide, because sometimes that will come in handy when you need it. Because when he visited the United Kingdom, he stayed at his friend's place. When he visited the United States, he stayed with some of his friends also. That might sound somehow, but it is super good. And not just by staying with people, but they can also suggest to you how to avoid certain things. When you travel, they see a new person, people want to sell things more expensive to you and things like that. Those friends of yours that are based in that particular country will be able to tell you one or two things to do to avoid spending excessively, okay, or being extorted. So there are so many important stuff that Tayo Aina shared in this his video that I feel like if you've not seen the video yet, you should go and watch it, because I know a lot of people really want to go into this content creating. People love traveling. A lot of people love traveling. They would love to be travel vloggers, but maybe they're afraid. I love the fact that Tayo also talked about how do not spend too much, and do not feel like if you have little amount of money you cannot use it to travel. Just know how to manage. He talked about how when he travels, he doesn't go buying clothes, buying things that he doesn't necessarily need. He goes for more affordable things and foods, and being responsible and spending wisely. That way will actually help you. He gave example of how he was able to travel with 1,000. He gives himself goals of spending just 1,000 and not beyond $1,000 when he's traveling. Meanwhile, somebody can travel to a country with $5,000 and they will spend all of it, but he will be able to go to 4 countries with $5,000, and that will be okay. So a lot of things that he shared here. So if you're planning to be a content creator, please start today and do not wait until when you have say thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.